Now, tomorrow, just a few days before he leaves office, President Trump is expected to allow the execution of the first female inmate in a federal prison in nearly 70 years. Lisa Montgomery has been in prison for 16 years for the murder of a pregnant woman, Bobby Jo Stinnett, in the state of Missouri. Montgomery's lawyers and campaigners against the death penalty argue that she's mentally ill and a victim of serious abuse who deserves mercy. Our correspondent Hilary Anderson travelled to the scene of the crime, and a warning: her report does include distressing details of the crime and the background of the woman who committed it.
It was midwinter and midday 2004 as Lisa Montgomery drove to the town of Skidmore through the desolation of western Missouri. In her jacket, a rope and a small knife. In this house lived 23-year-old Bobby Jo Stinnett. She was heavily pregnant. Lisa had come for her unborn child.
Nottoway County 911, what is your emergency? What's wrong? Okay, I'll get an ambulance started that way. Is she breathing?
Bobby Jo's mother found her body. Lisa had strangled Bobby Jo, cut into her womb, and extracted the baby.
Please, honey.
Witnesses still struggle to speak of it.
This case haunts those of us that worked it. This is a devil come back to earth disguised as Lisa Montgomery.
This was meticulously planned. Lisa had studied C-sections on the internet. She'd come prepared with a syringe and a clamp. The baby survived.
So this is it? This is where she's buried?
Bobby Jo's friend Karen, like many Americans, wants no mercy.
When Lisa was sentenced to death, how did you feel about that?
Yes.
You want to see her put to death?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. In fact, if I could pull the switch, I would do it.
But is Lisa Montgomery evil or just a broken woman? Lisa grew up in a child's hell. Her mother, Judy, beat and abused her.
She would duct tape her mouth shut if she was too loud or annoying or for any form of punishment. It would repeatedly happen.
Lisa's new lawyers say the abuse went even further. At 15 in a trailer, her stepfather, they say, began to sell her for sex to friends and repairmen. Lisa was gang raped.
So the plumbers would come in and have sex with her, and they would hit her if she did it wrong, or if they needed electrical work. Hey, I got a daughter here you can have sex with. It went on for years.
Lisa now has been diagnosed with mental disorders that make her delusional.
Yes, was she doing the act? She was. But she was not mentally there doing it. She was disassociating. She's gone. She's not there.
Lisa's mental disorders have never been accepted as cause for leniency. Many call them excuses. This is the prison, Terre Haute, Indiana, where, unless there's a last-minute ruling or pardon, Lisa will be killed by lethal injection.
If Lisa Montgomery is led to her death here tomorrow, she'll be the first woman in almost 70 years to be put to death by America's federal government. The end of Lisa's terrible and tortured life, one of President Trump's final stamps on America.
Donald Trump's already overseen the execution of more prisoners in a year than any president since the 1800s. President-elect Biden says he'll abolish the death penalty. But it may be too late for Lisa. Hilary Anderson, BBC News.